Trump leads massive military parade amidst No Kings protest wave June 14, 2025. Washington, D.C. witnessed a moment of both grand ceremony and national tension. As the U.S. Army celebrated its 250th anniversary, former President Donald Trump oversaw a military parade of massive scale, coinciding with his 79th birthday, a parade of power and a highly choreographed show of might. More than 6,600 troops, 150-plus military vehicles including Abrams tanks and Bradley fighting vehicles, and over 50 helicopters took over the streets of the Capitol. From Revolutionary War reenactors and horses to cutting-edge robotic military dogs and working canines like the much celebrated Doc Holliday, the display blurred the lines between history and modern warfare costs, timing, and optics. The procession began around 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, earlier than scheduled to dodge a forecasted thunderstorm. It spanned Constitution Avenue and the National Mall, drawing limited on-the-ground attendance due to weather warnings and growing national discontent. Analysts estimate the event cost taxpayers anywhere from $25 million to $45 million, stirring criticism over priorities amid growing political polarization. Trump's message: strength and patriotism. During his speech, Trump referred to the U.S. Army as the greatest, fiercest, and bravest fighting force the world has ever known, emphasizing the military's role in defending American freedom. While the event subtly nodded to his birthday, Trump kept the focus squarely on military honor, occasionally pausing to salute troops as they passed political firestorm and criticism. Despite the grand production, not everyone was applauding. Detractors branded the spectacle as authoritarian cosplay, calling attention to its Trump-centric timing and the symbolic power of military celebration tied to one political figure. The optics of empty bleachers, subdued crowds, and tight security only amplified concerns that the parade leaned more toward political theater than national unity. No Kings, a movement rises while the streets of D.C. roared with the sounds of engines and marching bands. Much of the country echoed with a different sound, that of dissent. The No Kings protest surged across over 2,000 U.S. cities, with an estimated 5 million participants, making it the largest single-day protest in American history. The movement was peaceful, highly organized, and designed to counter what many saw as Trump's authoritarian symbolism. Peaceful but tense. Although protests were largely nonviolent, tensions were high. Trump warned via social media that protesters causing disruptions in D.C. would face very big, very heavy force. Several minor clashes and arrests occurred nationwide. Separately, a tragic incident in Minnesota involved the fatal shooting of a state legislator, unrelated to the protests but adding to the day's heavy tone. Two Americas, one moment. This day etched two opposing images into the national consciousness: a former president surrounded by military might, celebrating power and tradition, millions marching for democracy, civil liberties, and a rejection of concentrated authority. Conclusion: the events of June 14th weren't just ceremonial, they were symbolic. In one city, tanks rolled and salutes echoed. In thousands of others, protesters chanted "No Kings." Whether seen as a patriotic tribute or an unsettling display of centralized power, the contrast between military grandeur and grassroots resistance revealed a deep ideological divide in America's identity. The question now is not what happened, but what comes next. Would you like this formatted as a voiceover script with timestamps or cues for visuals? I can also create short versions for Reels or social media.